Hey there, welcome back to Flat Tire Farm. Today we're getting more planting done. It's the middle of June and we're a week behind, so we're gonna get as many plants in the ground as we can today. I wanted to show you what we do with our little seedlings before we put them in the ground. We've been planting them in these 6-packs, and I usually plant 2 seeds at a time. That way all the cells get filled up. Now, I don't try to separate the roots at this point because neither plant will make it at that point. So what I do is I pick the one that has the thickest stalk. So this one's thicker than this one. Rather than trying to separate them, I'm just gonna pinch it off. And then I take all this plant and I'm just gonna shove it in the hole because it'll compost down into soil at some point. No sense in throwing that out in the yard when I can put it back in the garden. And then I'll plant this one. Now the other thing I can do is plant them both just in the ground like this, and then I can, once they get a little bit bigger, I can decide which one to thin. And that does happen if I have, these are both pretty skinny little broccoli plants, but if they were both big and strong and happen to grow in the same cell, I would just stick them both in the ground just like this with their little dirt pot in there, and then I would, like I said, thin it later. We've got a lot of plants to put in the ground this year, so I'm going to show you how I try to do it efficient. Instead of doing one hole at a time, we try to do a bunch of holes at a time, and I do 2 rows next to one another so that when I get all the holes in, I can just kind of scoot down the row and put the plants in. Okay, I got all my holes dug. I'm going to put some perlite in each of the holes. We have a lot of clay in our soil, and perlite will help keep the soil not get so compacted like clay does. And also perlite will hold some moisture in the soil, which has been another problem of ours for our garden so far. Well, the wind decided to blow, so most of it made it in the hole, I guess. All right, now I'm going to put a little bit of bone meal on each of my little piles of dirt, so that when I put the dirt back in the hole, the bone meal will trickle down as we water it, and the nutrients will get into the soil. Now, a year ago, this was just straight forest floor, so we're missing a lot of nutrients, and our soil is pretty acidic. So right now, we'll be amending a garden, like I said, with bone meal. Okay, now that we got that bone meal set on top of those little piles of dirt, we're gonna pour a little bit of water in each hole because remember that perlite's in the bottom, and that's gonna help these plants that have lived inside for so long not have so much transplant shock. Okay, now it's time to get these little guys in the ground. These are broccoli. Broccoli grows pretty good in Alaska, as long as you get them started inside pretty early. You can see they're pretty spindly because they've been inside for a long time. But that perlite at the bottom of the hole with the water is really gonna help their roots to take hold a lot earlier than if we didn't put anything in the bottom and just let them fend for themselves. So these are gonna go on the ground now. All right, there we go. That's the most efficient way and fastest way I've found of planting plants. If you've got a faster way, put it in the comments below. Because I would rather this not take forever because we've got a lot more to go. So we'll check back with you in a little bit and then we'll show you our progress. Okay, Mr. Reeve, how many broccolis do we get in the ground?
59.
Wow.
Almost enough.
Almost enough. Okay, we're gonna try to grow celery next. Celery is not something we've ever been successful growing. It needs a lot of water, and given that the problem with our soil is that it doesn't keep a lot of water, we're going to put a lot more perlite in the bottom of the holes and see if that works. Mr. Reeve has spaced the holes probably 8 inches apart. We got about 30 celery plants to put in, so wish us luck. Okay, Mr. Reeve, how many celeries did we get in the ground?
29. Almost enough.
Almost enough.
All right, love. How many kohlrabis we got?
49. Almost enough.
Almost enough. Where is it, girl? Where is it? We had a fox in the garden this morning. Miss Juniper is still doing her job. She's gonna keep that fox out of here. Huh, girl? Yeah, good job.
Okay, I think that's all we got time and energy for today. As always, thanks for joining us on Flat Tire Farm. Hopefully soon we'll get all the garden in and maybe you won't have to watch us plant seeds for the next 3 or 4 videos. You guys stay warm out there.